Hello, everyone. Welcome to the birthday party celebration live stream. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I have Bonebridger and John Automates joining me, and I have some movie related games planned, as well as we'll talk about the box office. And it's the end of the summer, so we finally have the number of from 1 to 10 the most popular or the box office numbers of the movies, how they did, what were the surprises. I'm going to bring Bonebridger on, and then we'll check out the chat in a little bit. But here you are.
Whoa, how's it going?
It's going very well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm kind of dreading looking at the results because I feel like this is the worst year of predictions I've ever had. And I'm sure John will remind me of that very shortly.
Yeah, well, the screenshot I took is actually from Dan Murrell. I love this chart that he does, and his prediction was like way off when it came to Furiosa because he had that in his top 10, and it
Yeah.
certainly was not. And he admits
That's
things
the
were
only one I
way off.
called, I guess. Like, that's my only, because, even my Deadpool Wolverine's going to be off because I was thinking way bigger. It's way under. And I was under on, I guess everyone was under on Inside Out, too. No one called what happened with that. But
No, it's been crazy. I guess we can talk a little bit about Beetlejuice since that was a big surprise this weekend. I kind of had a feeling it was going to do well, but like this, it blew my expectations for sure.
yeah, the domestic box office is crazy. For a movie that needs a big domestic box office, it got it. I am surprised because you made some points earlier this year that I agreed with. I thought this came out at the wrong time, but maybe the lack of competition was better than the season because you'd think October, but there's no competition right now at the movie theater. So,
No,
maybe it's better to be up against nothing than against other potential like spooky type horror movies. Not horror isn't the wrong word, spooky movies.
right. And I guess, and also there's construction going on outside. So if it seems
I don't
loud
think I
or
can hear
whatever, I
anything.
apologize.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it's interesting. The time of year, I think it actually did benefit it much better than I anticipated. Because I do think, like we've talked about this, we have now the entire month of September and October for people that, didn't get a chance to see it or they just want to celebrate this spooky season. And even if what the James McAvoy movie, the scary movie that comes out, I think next
Oh,
week.
yeah, Speak No Evil or See No Evil? Yeah, Speak No Evil.
Yeah, like that's still like that's horror, but that's a different demographic still. So I think it has lots of room to do well. Are you surprised with the international box office? I think it only made 40 million.
Yeah, I thought that was a little interesting. Not as surprising as the domestic doing so well. I
Yeah.
think that's what kinda shocked me, is the international like, if the international was what it was and the domestic was 40, I'd have been like, "Oh, that's still good." Like, that's still a good opening for this movie. It went crazy domestic. For a movie that's so far like it's a sequel from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's recent stuff hasn't gotten as much hype love over the last like what decade maybe.
No.
He was huge for like 2 decades. Huge. I think I'm just shocked at the reviews being so positive. Because like people have critiques, sure, but it's not like an Alien Romulus situation where the people that have critiques, like the critiques are this one or two scenes ruins the whole movie. This is more like, no, this is good. Like maybe there's some things people don't like, but overall, seems like fans really like it and critics kind of like it too.
Yeah, it's really interesting if you look at his filmography in the past decade. He did work for Disney quite a bit, and I found it interesting. I saw that when he did Dumbo with Disney, he said he would never work with them ever again.
Yeah. And that
So that's
movie, you could
interesting.
tell something was wrong. You could that actually movie would probably reveal a lot more about what happened at Disney behind the scenes over the last decade and a half than most, because that movie just reeks of Disney studio being a problem. Like everything about that movie was like, oh no, where are we headed?
Yeah, I didn't actually see it. I remember really enjoying the trailer, and I thought that the CGI Dumbo itself looked really good. But then when the reviews came out and they were saying like, first of all, the animated film is like 40 minutes long, and they turned it
Right.
into like a 2.5 hour movie, and people just really hated it. So I wonder if that was
Yeah.
like Disney producers being like, we have to like throw all this other stuff in there because there's not enough in the animated, and it's kind of like you actually do have a lot in the animated just to make a 90-minute film if you wanted to.
I think that's a good, you could point to like where, there's this phenomenon in Hollywood that happened over the last decade where producers started getting super involved in story. And they used to like give comments and say, make these changes, but then they started writing. And that was like a big switch where it's not just you saying to the writer, hey, this doesn't work, change it. And then it became changes to this. And then it became, I'm just going to write this, get my own writing credit. Like when a producer gets a writing credit, that's really bad because that means they really injected themselves as like a big forcible hand inside of a story, which makes sense for Tim Burton to be like, nope, not doing that anymore.
Oh, producers writing. You mean like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds in It Ends With Us?
Yes, that is exactly what I mean. And according to articles, what they're going to do on every project forever. So we better hope that it works out because Ryan Reynolds is pretty much running Hollywood right now.
Yes. I'm going to hit the chat really quick and then we will continue. Hunter, thank you so much. Might miss the live, happy birthday. Very nice of you. The Allison, oh, hello. Happy birthday. Mine is close too. I was born in September 16th, 1987. Oh, well, so we're the same age then. Because I'm an 87 baby as well. So happy birthday to you. Virgo season is thriving.
There you go.
What's up, Maxfield says, hello all. Hi, Bone. Tim Morrill, thanks so much for joining us today. Happy birthday, NFG. Thank you so much. Profess the Film Fan, hello. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for stopping by and joining us. Thank you very much, Max. David, happy birthday. Thanks for stopping by, David. And we've got Tyler Wolf, who streams with me sometimes or does panel videos with me. Happy birthday. Thanks so much. Tyler's actually at TIFF right now. So he's been seeing a lot of really cool stuff. There's some crazy movies coming out. And there's a lot of buzz around a lot of things. There's Nicole Kidman actually just got the best actress at Venice.
Yeah.
For a movie called Baby Girl, and it's an A24 film. And it looks pretty cool. It's going to come out in December. But yeah,
I think she's wild. I think that like, okay, what is that show? Is a Hulu show. I really liked it. Like the wellness show or whatever. I really like that. She's got the #1 show on Netflix right now, right? That new thing that came out with Liam Shriver or something. It's like a murder mystery family thing.
Ooh.
But yeah, Nicole Kidman lately has been generating a lot of like, I don't know. I don't want to like, she's had a long career and lots of success, but I feel like the last year and a half, it's like she's in everything constantly. All the time.
I think she comes off like she's a professional and she does her job and she's
kind of
probably
like J-Lo.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh my God. I'm so glad they got divorced or they're getting divorced. Did you hear that? I'm so happy. When I saw that, I was like screamed like I won the Super Bowl. Like
I've never seen someone take more L's in a year and a half. Like, and hey, here's the thing, Jennifer Lopez, Atlas was so bad, so remarkably bad that I am forever not on team Jennifer Lopez. Jenny from the Block is no more. I mean, I deserve those 2 hours back. I deserve it.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't 2 hours, but I cried afterwards. It took a little time to recover.
I know, and I really want to watch that documentary if I want to watch something really cringy.
I watched it because I edited that video back then and I had to get some footage. And the first 5 minutes I was like, no, like this is bad. Like this needs to be removed. Like this is offensive.
And it's funny because it's like one thing to do a documentary like that, but then once it's finished and you see how like all the interviews and what people said in it and even stuff with like Ben Affleck, it's like you still released it. Like, what were you thinking?
Watch this, right? You know your image is bad right now. You know that people have turned on you, like, and then you still release this.
Yeah. Tyler says, highly recommend Mr. K when it releases, Tracy. Okay. I'm not sure what that is. I know Adrian Brody also is having a stellar film that came out, and that's apparently a really long film, but you don't feel the length at all when you're watching it. I really like Adrian Brody too, so I'm glad he's having a win.
one of those long films that doesn't feel so like that Modern Horizon movie with Kevin Costner just moves real fast. One of those.
Oh my God. It was so sad. I saw him speaking, I think it was at Venice or TIFF, and he
Oh.
was like just saying that like the third Horizon movie is the one that really matters, and he's gonna make sure it gets made no matter what. And I'm just like,
Why didn't you start with that one if that was the case?
yeah.
Well, it's like the Avatar thing. All over Hollywood, I've heard this from real people. I've heard this online. Everyone says that the fourth Avatar movie is perfect, a masterpiece, one of the best scripts ever written in history of film. What? What are you talking about? Like, if that is the case, what is coming? Like I said, a $6 billion movie coming down the pipe. Like, what is happening?
That's so interesting too, since a lot of his other Avatar films, for sure, no one was praising the screenplay. It's like
Right,
visual
like they
story.
made money, but people weren't like the story wasn't like groundbreaking. And this came out about the fourth one before the second one came out, which is a wild thing to like have break that far ahead of time in terms of news, and it to be widespread, like not just on the internet, but real people talking about that on a professional level. Don't know.
Wow. Here we got another Max. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Tim Morrill, the perfect couple looks interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a story that they leaned into it being a comedic murder mystery. Oh, that's what you were talking about.
That's the show. That's the Netflix show. It actually looks pretty entertaining. I'm going to check it out.
You know what show I just started season 3 of, which has been, sorry about that. Hello, Holland Oates. Very nice to have you here. That keeps being labeled as a comedy. The Emmys and the Golden Globes and everything calls it a comedy. Yeah. Season 3 of The Bear, the very first episode.
Yeah. And they call it like the Emmys. I don't know.
I get that, like, they have a much better chance of winning if they put it in that category compared to the dramas, but, like, the first episode of season 3, without any spoilers, first of all, it's very artsy, it's very, like, visual forward, you're just kind of, like, in Carmi's mind the whole episode, and it's just a lot of flashbacks and fast forwards, but, like, that is not, so I can't imagine someone being like, oh, I want a good laugh tonight, oh, I heard The Bear's good, and, like, some people are weird and they start out of place with different seasons, they throw that on, they're gonna be like, what?
Right. No, I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, The Bear, not a comedy.
No, it's not. It's not. It's like you said, though, they just want the win.
Yeah.
Disney wants the win. Let's be honest. That's who wants the win.
Yes. Hunter, I'm here. I made it. We drinking? Yeah, I'm having a white wine spritzer. It's a little early, but we had to do this at a certain time and figured I would partake. I don't have work later today, so I'm just going to be editing.
That's a win.
Yes. Mr. K has got Crispin Glover and has a Beau is Afraid kind of vibe where everyone around him is just fucking weird. Oh, well, I would be very interested in seeing that. I mean, Crispin Glover is always a little weird in a good way. So
sometimes weird is good.
Yes. Hunter says R.I.P. James Earl Jones. Yeah. I know. I caught I watched a little bit of the replay of the movie Night Madness last night, and I know you guys started off with that. He lived a full life and gave us such wonderful characters and a voice we'll always remember.
And it makes this Mufasa thing, me and John talked about it, this is about to get heated because if Mufasa, if Disney chooses to try to use that as an angle to get us into a movie that is a prequel that kind of ruins Mufasa's character in the original Lion King, I mean, it's Disney, so they probably will, but...
Yeah, I know he's one of the few people so far that had, before he passed, clearly he did sell his the rights to his voice, which I think works well in that case. And you know what? I'm sure he got paid a lot. I'm sure his family members from the generations to come will benefit from that.
That's a good point. Let's say Star Wars one day. Well, okay, they're going to do this. Disney's going to remake Star Wars. They're going to do this. If they used his voice for Vader, I would be very happy with that choice because he sold it. He recorded a ton of stuff for it. That's good. I'm cool with that because it's what he wanted. I just hope Disney doesn't try to use his his death to promote the film.
Yeah.
Like the Mufasa film, since it's not really him. Like this is a different Mufasa. It's a different
Yeah.
actor. So
Could you imagine if they had baby Mufasa talk like that?
oh, I'd be so happy. I would be like, okay, I know this is a crazy movie and it looks really weird, but I mean, yeah, okay, I'd be down with that.
this huge deep voice coming out of this little
Just
baby
oh, I'd be
tiger
so
or
for that.
lion, I
I'd
should
be
say.
down for that.
Yeah, and if they ever do like an animated series of the Lion King in the future for like Disney Plus for kids or whatever, they can definitely use his voice. I think that works out great.
They should have just done that. Like for
Yeah.
a Mufasa, instead of a Mufasa movie, done like the years of Mufasa, like with Mufasa older as a TV series, Simba's just born, and just do that. Like, because then the original movie is just a big circle. It's almost like the circle of life, but instead they're doing the we're gonna destroy everything we can with this soulless horror movie coming out against Sonic 3.
I know. I'm very excited for Sonic, that's for sure. David says haven't and won't see the new Dumbo, but it mostly holds up well and it's pretty short, just over an hour. Yeah, I rewatched it like
Oh, like the animated.
Yeah, I rewatched it like 5 years ago and I hadn't seen it since I was a child, and I was like bawling my eyes out. It is so sad. It obviously has a happy ending, but like they lock up his mom and then he meets her with his trunk, and like they can kind of like hold trunks, and it's like, oh my god, killing us again. It's like what Pixar does.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the original from 1941. Yeah, it's crazy. Like these films, the animation back then, it was so brand new, and it was really incredible what they did. Mindless Meat, hello, happy birthday, thank you. Okay, cool. Yes. So, did you see Beetlejuice?
No, I haven't yet.
You haven't. Okay. Just because I don't think you need to see it, but just because of the name, I feel like Beetlejuice is what this was called. Clearly, I feel like they're like, okay, so then we can do a trilogy, and it'll be Beetlejuice.
Ooh, good point.
You know,
they might. I mean, this one's gonna do well, and then that could. I mean, if Tim Burton wants to.
Yeah, and because Michael Keaton's makeup you can't tell that he's aged a day because of the makeup. So.
Yeah, every review I've seen has zero complaints about Michael Keaton in any way, shape, or form.
Look who joined us.
Hey.
The John Automates.
Yes, welcome.
How's it going?
It's going quite well. I was telling, we were doing a little Beetlejuice talk, but I do have 2 cute little party games. I made slides, so it'll be easy, and we won't lag today because I think this is the way I fixed it. The first one, if you guys are ready, I can bring it up.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. The first one is called Own, Rent, Trash. It's very similar to the game Marry, Fuck, Kill, but with movies, it's Own, Rent, or Trash. So if you own it, you're probably going to be watching it more than once. You're going to probably, you have to keep that in mind. Rent it.
Own is like the best. Like it's like Rings of Power Season 1 Collector's Edition DVDs. That's what you're saying. Okay, got it.
This needs to. We're gonna do a lot of these on Nerdy Film Girls channel. This is gonna be a thing. I can feel it. I can feel it.
And rent would be like, okay, like something I need to rent. Like every once in a while, I got to rent Starship Troopers to learn about politics, and then trash would be like Citizen Kane or something. I like it.
Starship Troopers to learn about politics is absolutely insane.
Would you like to know more?
Read them.
So now that you guys know, and everyone in the chat can play along too as we go. You can voice your opinion as well. So we're going to start with the first one. Since it's Tim Burton week because of Beetlejuice, we've got Ed Wood, Edward Scissorhands, and Mars Attacks. And I would love to know your opinion. Own, rent, or trash?
Oh,
they're hard sometimes too.
Own Mars Attacks, clearly, because it's
I would say that.
Jim Brown. I mean, what else do you need?
Ed Wood is a good movie, though. That's kind of tough. I would own Mars Attacks, rent Ed Wood, and trash Edward Scissorhands. I hate to say it like that.
Scissorhands too.
Yeah. Oh man.
Franco Walker, thank you for joining us. Whoops, I picked the wrong one. But okay, that's
fair.
Yes,
that's also fair.
Franco Walker says, I own all 3 of these on VHS.
Oh,
that's
awesome. Now, Franco, you've got a Mars Attacks video game coming out in case you didn't know, so prepare yourself.
Oh man, Ed Wood is. I did not expect you to bring that up. That's a good one.
I really like Ed Wood. Yeah. But I also like movies about making movies, and I think Johnny Depp's amazing in that movie. So compared to all the other films,
Bill Murray's in that movie too.
Yes, yeah, cool. So I think we've come to a conclusion on that. Let's go to the next slide. Madam Web, The Marvels, and Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh my goodness! Oh my! Hey, whoa! That's tough. That's tough.
I'm telling you right now, I'm doing this true too. Like I'm going to say some things, but I do mean my order right here.
Gosh.
Without question, I know this is not going to be a popular opinion. I would gladly, out of the three of these, own the Marvels. Gladly. I would rent Madam Web, and I will never in my life watch the trash of Quantumania again. That movie offends me deeply in my soul.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I would own Madam Web.
Yeah, you would. Yep.
I think
I would. And the only reason why I would own Madam Web would be for as bad as that movie is. I do like the cinematography in it. And I think there's some good, the way it's shot isn't actually bad. I think we trash on Madam Web it's shot pretty well. It just isn't good. I would also rent the Marvels. I have to trash Quantumania. I can't.
Yeah, because Quantumania should be good. They really messed it up. Like the other two, they are what they are. But Quantumania, it fumbled the whole era. It fumbled Phase 5. It's why all this other stuff's happening. I mean, that thing.
Yeah. Oh man, not Dirty Phil for getting me to get to Madam Web. That is
Hunter. For anyone also that just joined, it is a game called Own, Rent, or Trash, and so you have to kind of like the other game that we all know. So yeah,
this is incredible.
Get me a Marvels t-shirt, get me a poster, but don't ever send that Quantumania stuff to my house.
Yeah, I didn't like Quantumania.
I agree with you guys. Actually, I think I disliked Quantumania the most, and I think at least Madam Web, if you own it, it's kind of like one of the craziest things in cinema history to see a movie actually go to theaters in that condition. And I think it's kind of like a fun thing to throw on at a party. Mm-hmm. You know,
it is like, at least there's the humorous part of like, if you had that as a collector's edition, people would think that's so funny. Like they'd be like,
can watch it. I agree with you wholeheartedly. You can watch it and trash it for comedy's sake. Quantumania is frustrating. And I think that's the thing that really makes you go like, I don't even want to put this on. Man.
Yeah, and Bagface, thanks
Sweeney,
so much for joining.
and Sweeney.
He wrote the only reason is Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, I'll watch anything she's in, really. So
I like all the women in it. To be fair,
yeah,
they just got awful writing. Like I don't dislike any of the actresses in it though. So
okay.
I gotta get a Marvel shirt now and get my display copy collector's edition of Blu-ray.
Yeah, pretty much. You got the bucket.
Got the bucket anyway. Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Oh, all Nolan movies.
Oh, Nerdy Film Girl, what are you doing? Ooh. That's tough, man.
I'm going buy the Prestige, and I would probably rent Inception, and I would have to trash Interstellar if I had to choose out of the three.
I gotta go with Interstellar. I love Inception, which means I'd probably trash the Prestige, and I don't like trashing the Prestige because that's so good. I love Interstellar, man. As a movie, and I know some people don't really like the. I know some people don't like the ending aspect, but I think I like everything about Interstellar. I like the way he shoots it. I like all of the time delineation type aspects that they go in. I think some of the most impactful scenes out of anything that Nolan has ever shot are in Interstellar. I mean, we remember all that. Not that we don't remember scenes from The Prestige and Inception, but you remember all the scenes from Interstellar. Like those aren't waves; those are mountains. and the whole thing with like him taking off and the cornfields burning, and yeah, I gotta own it. I gotta own Interstellar, Rent, Inception, trash to Prestige. Ah, man, this is tough.
It's tough, and I really like these 3 films for Nolan because I think that like everyone kind of has a favorite of those, and I love like this era of his filmmaking. I think people gravitate towards different ones in a different way, and they relate to them in different ways, and I that's why I think these are very interesting to find out.
I can't believe I had to trash to Prestige, and I love.
Yeah, this is like Sophie's choice.
Oh.
Hunter says own Prestige, trash Interstellar, and rent Inception. So I think he chose
no wrong answer.
Richard. Oh no, you owned. Yeah, that's what you did. Cool.
Yeah, Prestige for me. Yeah,
there's no wrong answer for this. I feel. Yeah.
None of these have wrong answers. Okay, I believe this is the final one of this game. Batman 89, The Dark Knight, and the Batman.
Dark Knight.
I gotta tell you, I have a friend that is a diehard Batman 89 is the best Batman, like without question. And his resolve on it is so strong. Like it almost makes me want to be like, but it's got to be Dark Knight. Like it's got to be. It's got to be Dark Knight. Now, I think the debate is: do you rent Batman 89 or do you rent the Batman with Robert Pattinson?
89 for me. I would rent Batman 89. I love the Batman. I trash the Batman though.
I would too, and you know why? I would rewatch Batman 89 before I'd rewatch the Batman. Like the Batman was like great. I saw it, but I don't really want to rewatch it. Like it's kind of like
I like everybody in Batman 89. Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, Jack Nicholson.
Who was the lady who played Vicky Vale? I forget her name, but she was gonna. Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent in that. Oh yeah,
Billy D. Williams. That actor that they really respect at Lucasfilm, that the acolyte actors really respect. Oh wait, no,
yeah, I Batman 89 is incredible. Tim Burton, I would trash the Batman as well.
We've got people in here. Let's see. Buy the Batman, rent the Dark Knight, trash 89.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
I would probably buy the Dark. Yeah. Just because of the performance, I'll buy the Dark Knight, I'll rent the Batman, and I personally would trash Batman 89. And I know that's like sacrilegious.
Well, and it's funny because you're a Tim Burton fan.
Yeah, I'm surprised you said that.
You know, and I'm not, but like, you know, like it's weird how Batman's different out of those 3 vibes there.
I just love, I honestly really love Robert Pattinson's The Batman a lot. So
that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Yes, Burton. See, Max would disagree though. Burton's is superior in creativity.
Okay, right. But then the Batman is the best shot out of all of them.
Right.
And so that's a tough one too. That's a good one. It really is.
Okay. But yeah, Joker, Heath Ledger. That's tough. That's tough to ever.
You're not beating that.
No.
Own 89, rent Dark, trash the Batman. So we've got.
That's also fair, right? Like it's like that can be anything. The problem with this is the villains. You are going to go to the villains because I like all the Batmans in this. So you're going to now go to the villains. Now, Jack Nicholson is like, man, great, right? But Heath Ledger, I don't know. He kind of did something with that performance where obviously, you know, won an Oscar post whatever they call it. But it's that's tough. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like doing ones that there's really no wrong answer, you know, because it would be so stupid if it were like Guardians of the Galaxy, Shazam, and you know what I mean? It's kind of
right.
Yes,
postmortem, yeah.
Mortem, yeah. Cool.
Thank
so
you.
I think that's the end of that game. We have there's one more.
Now this one's interesting too.
This is a good one.
Movies. Yes.
Yikes.
Like Bagface said with Sydney Sweeney, I'm gonna own the Wolf of Wall Street. Obvious reasons are obvious. And then I would rent Goodfellas and I would trash Casino.
Wolf of Wall Street I love, so I would own that, but I'm renting. Ooh, yeah, no, I think I'm the same. I'm renting Goodfellas and I'm trashing Casino. Goodfellas is a better
Ray
movie than
Liotta.
Casino is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's so tough with Casino and Goodfellas to me because I feel like Casino has less of a rewatchability factor, but I feel like it's a
Yeah.
lot more shocking and almost leaves more of an like. I feel like after I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean? Like, what a film!
I absolutely agree with you. And yet, who has the biggest one of popular culture, especially before Wolf of Wall Street ever came out, was Goodfellas. That's like one of the biggest popular culture movies. Goodfellas, Scarface, The Godfather were like, you knew that even if you never saw those movies, you knew of those movies. And you might have even known scenes from those movies because of the way people talked about them. Yeah, that's fair.
It's tough. It's tough. I probably would still agree with you guys about renting Goodfellas though, and then trashing Casino. But I go back and forth whether which one I like more all the time. So, we've got Rohit Raju. Thanks so much for joining us. He's saying own Goodfellas, rent Casino, trash Wolf. Sorry.
That's fair.
Well, that's
I get
like
that too.
like the mob. That's like probably the mobster movie order. Like if you were
Mhm.
doing it straight from like a mob, like that kind of feel, I would agree with that too. But Margot Robbie.
Yeah. The Wolf is a streamer for me. So I guess that'd be Rent. Yeah.
Mhm.
Own Casino, Rent Goodfellas, and Trash Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. So those are kind of Franco and Rohit are doing what you said.
I mean, yeah, and it could be. It could be a recency thing, a generational thing, a recency bias type of thing. That absolutely could be. Goodfellas and Casino are very much older school thriller gangster movies. The Wolf of Wall Street is more white collar type of crime, white collar thriller. And man, yeah, that's fair. These are good ones, though. These are absolutely good ones.
Okay, time for the next game. And this is going to be called Who Said This? We have seen a lot of
Oh,
celebrity
yes.
cringe. We love talking about that.
Mm.
A lot of these might be very difficult, but it's going to be fun to just kind of guess who said these things. And then I'll tell you who did say these things. This is an example. So obviously everyone knows who said this. It Ends With Us is in theaters now. So grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it. We all know that's Blake Lively. So that's the example to set this game off.
Right.
Okay. First one. You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, like, you know, go to the theater film movie.
Rachel Ziegler?
Dakota Johnson. Is that her name?
No.
It's not Rachel?
No.
Didn't she say something?
It's a gentleman, actually.
Oh, okay.
Man. Because it makes it feel like that was what she said on stage at that. Oh, no, she's talking about movies. I love movies. Okay. Ooh, you know my favorite thing
Harrison
about
Ford.
movies?
Nope. It was Harry Styles when he was talking
good.
about "Don't Worry, Darling," and he said this
Oh
on the
my
press
gosh.
circuit. And it was
Come on,
kind of
Harry.
like, what? Oh yeah, Bagface was like, "Is this Sweeney for Madam Web?"
That's what I thought for a second. I was like,
I would have thought it was Dakota for a little bit, but I just remembered that Rachel Ziegler speech she gave, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness, girl!" But yeah, all right,
Yeah.
that's fair. I didn't know Harry Styles said that.
I can hear it. Oh, you have to watch the clip. It's so funny.
You can hear
And
this in
you
his
see
voice.
Chris Pine. You see Chris Pine sitting next to him, and he's like trying to like
Oh.
understand.
Was that the whole thing with the whole spitting incident?
Yeah.
Okay,
It was that.
all
that
right.
movie.
It's time like these. I'm thankful that No Eternals 2 is happening.
I'm putting Rachel Ziegler for all of them.
I swore
Yeah.
that was Rachel Ziegler because it sounds just like something she would say. Not too
It
far
does.
from what she actually said.
Okay, we're moving on to the next quote. And this is someone who has dabbled in acting, but is mainly a celebrity. I spoke to a girl today who had cancer, and we were talking about how this is such a hard thing for her, but it taught her a big lesson on who her friends are and so much about life. She's 18, and I was like, that's how I feel.
Is this when is this Kim Kardashian?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Home
yeah.
run.
Yeah, I remember this. The only reason why, what was she talking about? It was, I saw, so you know how on YouTube there's like the whole manosphere and then the feminist thing that goes on?
Yeah.
then they like constantly attack each other. I saw something about it literally recently where this got brought up. So that's the only reason why I know that. Oh my goodness.
When you said dabbled in acting, I was like, oh, I can't be J-Lo. She's never dabbled in acting before.
You know what? If I didn't know this was Kim, I probably would have gone with J-Lo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to be one of the two.
Because you're trying to think about somebody who's like out of touch. But come on, it's Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She's out of touch.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one. I never really wanted to go to Japan simply because I don't like eating fish, and I know that's very popular out there in Africa. This is also someone who's dabbled in acting, but not a lot. More of a singer, celebrity.
Wow, I do not,
I
know that.
Oh,
I never
my
really wanted to go to
gosh.
Japan simply because I don't like eating fish. And I know that's very popular out there in Africa. So wait a minute. Did she not only confused a country with a continent? Okay. Wow. This can't be recent because this has to be old. Someone who dabbled in acting?
Yes, she's more of a singer. A pop singer.
A pop singer.
Yeah.
No, Haley Steinfeld wouldn't say something like this.
Yeah, someone's about to be canceled in my mind.
Selena Gomez would older pop singer or younger pop singer?
Now she's older, but she was popular when we were younger.
Oh,
popular when we were younger. Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Oh,
Britney Spears said this. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
that actually tracks. Like,
you know what? Thinking about it, yeah.
And that's sad that is so obviously like
Britney. Wow.
I could see
Miley was.
that too.
I was gonna say Miley, but then I thought Jessica Simpson for some reason because I just remember she had like one period of time where she was big.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay,
Never
moving
mind.
on. This is an actor. This is an actress. I feel a sisterhood emerging
Allegedly.
around me. I'm less threatening now that I'm 40 and not 26 with an Oscar. There's a sense of love and support.
Wait. I'm trying to understand what that quote even means.
I'm going Anne Hathaway.
I feel a sisterhood. Unless is this an older or younger? Well, older, I guess, right? But not 20. Who won an Oscar at 26?
Someone in the chat got it right, so I will bring that up because congratulations, David.
Was it Gwyneth Paltrow? You know what?
Oh my gosh.
Because Tim, I was gonna go with Jennifer Lawrence, but then it's like I'm 40. She's not 40. I would have said Jennifer Lawrence because she's got that kind of weird vibe. Gwyneth Paltrow. Wow,
That's wild.
Sister, I'm less threatening now that I'm 40 and not a 26. What does that even mean? So you're less of a mean, terrible person now that you're 40 and not. So basically, this is her admitting that she had a crazy ego at that time.
Yeah, or like she was so famous that no one wanted to be friends with her or something like that. It's such a strange statement to make.
Yeah, it is a strange statement. Okay. All right, ma'am.
Thank you, Hunter. We're having fun too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's reminding me of the divide between
Hollywood and everybody else. That is crazy.
Okay, this is a musician that has been in a lot of films. I used to like to break into other people's houses and sit in their rooms. I found it very comforting to be in someone's empty house.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going Gaga, Lady Gaga.
And this is a guy. This is a man.
Okay.
Oh, I remember who said
Jared
it,
Leto.
You got it right.
Was it?
Jared Leto, 100%. He doesn't actually act. He is just being Jared Leto in every role.
I just remember this quote and I was trying to attribute it, but yeah, that tracks.
This is Jared Leto 100%.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
He's still leading that cult out there?
I probably. Okay, so this is around the time of Hurricane Sandy, and this is an actress who said, she tweeted this: "Why is everyone in such a panic about hurricane? I'm calling it Sally. Stop projecting negativity. Think positively and pray for peace."
Okay. Is this an actress?
Yes, it's an actress. Sorry, my cat's being
Rachel
crazy.
Ziegler.
Oh man, what was the? Oh man, I don't know. Huh?
Allison's losing it. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. What is the right question right here? Like, what? Why would you?
Oh! I know. The girl, the Parent Trap girl, Lindsay.
Yes,
Lindsay said that.
you got it correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember Sandy. I remember Hurricane Sandy, and that was. Oh, she said that on an interview somewhere, right, or something like that.
I
Like they
thought
kind
she
of called
tweeted it, but I could be wrong.
Was it? Oh man, I only remember that because of Sandy, but for some reason I was thinking about what was the thing when Kanye came out? Remember Kanye? George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yes.
What hurricane was that? That was Louisiana, right? When they
I think that was New Orleans, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. And I just remember when he said that, and Michael Myers with the show, and so I was like thinking of people from that time. But this, yeah, that's fair. I'm calling it Sally. This is insane.
And this is while it was going on too. It wasn't like preemptively. It was like in the middle of like destruction.
Oh,
yes, Katrina was the hurricane.
Yes, Hurricane Katrina. Thank you. And it did a lot of damage. And then they were having all the actors go up. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Okay, the next one. Okay, this is a favorite of mine. It pops up all the time. I have a feeling you're not going to know who this actress's name is because I didn't remember who it was either, but this quote is one of the most incredible quotes I've ever heard in my life. And she says, "I sat down with the president of the Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is."
Raven Simone?
It's not. You're not. Her name is Debbie Ryan, and I'm just going to give it to you because no one's going to get this. But if you guys see this quote, this video online, it is so funny because it's so ridiculous. I'm making history at the Disney Channel.
Sure are. She did make history with the quote.
There's only two people who've made history at the Disney Channel, and I would say they are Miley Cyrus and who's the other one?
Oh,
the white girl with the she was big with Frankie Muniz. She was in that movie with Frankie Muniz.
Oh, Hillary Duff. Well, no,
yeah, there you go.
Oh, Hillary
Duff. Yeah,
yeah,
because she had a big time.
This was the show. It's called Jessie. I've never seen it. I was way too old when the show came out, but so she created a show with it was her show on Disney. The Disney Channel, and that's what she thinks is creating history. So,
well done.
Yeah, was she like the first to do something or
no?
Okay, got it. All right, good to know. No.
Yeah. Okay, that is the end of the quotes. Ooh. So, there's another one that's a favorite of mine, which is that I thought I had on here, but it's not. But it's when Demi Lovato was asked what her favorite dish is, and she said a mug.
Yeah,
that was great.
Respect, Demi Lovato. Respect.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
That is a true Goodfellas answer.
Yes,
that is incredible. That is an incredible answer to that. A mug is wow.
Thank you for helping us with this, David. It's basically the nanny for a younger audience. Okay.
All right. That's fair.
I don't know if it's making history, but okay. So I'm glad you guys had fun with that. Maybe I'll continue doing some stuff like that in the future.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
To conclude, I'm going to bring this up. This is the final of how the summer movies did. We've got, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Inside Out 2 is covered up by the number 10, but that's okay. So this is kind of where they all fell. So if you include from when the Fall Guy came out up until Alien Romulus, this was the final total of how they did financially.
Alien Romulus, top 10, made it.
Yep.
Twisters passed Bad Boys?
Yeah.
Did it?
Recently.
Wow.
It's because they got so many more screens. Deadpool and Wolverine let it let them
Yeah,
have
I know
more.
the 4D was still pulling numbers.
Hey, props to them if they got there. That's cool. Twisters,
Okay.
being able to get there when everybody counted them out is the biggest thing. Because for a while, it looked like Twisters wasn't going to go over 2.
No.
So that makes sense. That tracks.
It's bizarre to see it ends with us up there above A Quiet Place day one, but
Well, yeah, I know it's moving still. Yeah, it's got big numbers.
But it ends with us was supposed to be a bigger movie. It definitely had the audience. It's
Right,
just
built-in
her
audience.
interviews they slowed it down. She would have had if her interviews were incredible, this is a totally different story. And now it's like, oh man, that it would have gotten more people to go see it, I think. Absolutely.
I think most disappointing on this list for me is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
because I didn't really expect much, like I didn't really.
No, and neither did you from A Quiet Place. Like A Quiet
Right.
Place wasn't going to make that kind of money. So I would say Kingdom too. Bad Boys overperformed. Quiet Place overperformed. Despicable Me is just trying to get to $1 billion as much as they can. So
Alien will overperform compared to budget when it's all said and done. So.
Yeah. So Kingdom, I would absolutely agree.
It's interesting. I think the fact that there hasn't been anything crazy out in the past couple of weeks, I think that's what made a lot of these films move their positions. Because last week or 2 weeks ago, it looked incredibly different. So that's probably why Beetlejuice did so well too. People clearly want to go to the theater, which is great.
What was your theater like? You saw Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
What was your theater like?
It was packed and everyone was laughing and having a blast the entire time.
I think that's the biggest thing about it. Like you're hearing all these stories about people just like and again, I think you said this months ago where it was like, this could be an event movie. I couldn't see it, but man, I was wrong because people are literally making this into an event movie.
It's going to do very well, which is, it's remarkable how big of a win this will be for a company that desperately needs a big win.
Yeah. So
they need a big win. Stuff. And their next film that's coming out is Joker 2. So it's going to be interesting to see. So
then I'd push this as hard as I possibly could.
Yeah, they need to spend the marketing on Beetlejuice and not Joker 2 for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I got the notification for Joker 2 tickets. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And I got mine, but I'm going to go on that Thursday. The theater had tickets sold already in my showing, but you can't base anything I say because I live in a really populated area.
Mine was empty except for one person, not even two, just one person.
I'm really interested to see how that opening weekend domestically does.
Not only was mine empty for one person, that's the 8 p.m. showing that I took. And so we'll see. Now, to be fair, it's advanced. It's advanced screenings, but it's just like as time goes on, I'm sure it'll fill up and things along those lines. But for context, by the same time frame, about a month earlier before Deadpool and Wolverine went out, it was hard to get a seat a month ahead of time at the same theater I went to. So, interesting.
Right. I completely agree with that. Franco says, I've heard Beetlejuice 2 is fun. It's very fun.
That's good. This is good.
Yeah. I've never seen Beetlejuice 1, but will now so I can go show love to the second. Yeah, I think you kind of have to see the first one first.
Mm-hmm. That might help you decide too, probably. Like if you want to, because it's probably close to it, right? Like it feels like the first one, I bet.
Yeah, I think I liked aspects of it even more.
Oh, interesting.
It's not like I don't think it's a better movie than the first one per se, but there are certain things about it I liked more. But there's certain things about the first one I liked more than this one.
Is it a situation where younger people? Is it the Top Gun situation where a lot of people saw Maverick and then were like, "Let me go back and watch Top Gun," and it boosted those numbers? Because that's what it feels like it can be. Like people who haven't seen Beetlejuice are now going to potentially go back and see if they can just like catch that on any of the streaming services.
I think probably it's kind of what happened to Inside Out as well, because that was like really high. It got that Inside Out got huge streaming numbers off of Inside Out 2.
And I'm pretty sure you can catch Beetlejuice right now on Max and
I think it's
Prime.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Smart. Might as well put it on both to get. Yeah.
Alien has me wanting more. Glad it made the top 10. I mean, I really
Mhm.
enjoyed it as well. I know it gets weird, but still, I liked it.
only 15 minutes of it are pretty, but the rest of it is great. And I would be cool if you even brought back Andy and like let something extra happen, because I think he really helped his career with that movie.
Oh yeah, he was exceptional.
Yeah.
Tim says, "Wow, it's sad to hear about these empty theaters." Well, it's still early. It's still early.
It's early,
Yeah.
but it's just interesting. It's more so sad to see that hype die down as much as it's starting to die down when it was very high at the very like earlier in the year, especially after remember we saw the trailer and the hype after the trailer was like, oh, and everybody was changing their minds, and the thought process of, oh, it's a musical. Suddenly people didn't really care that it was considered a musical because it just looked good. And yeah, all that hype, they built it up and it just started to slowly go down. And that kind of sucks.
It's interesting where I feel like the first Joker, showcasing it at Venice, I think really helped the first one. Whereas in this case, I don't think that they should have. You know, if you look at the Rotten Tomato score for the first Joker, it's not as high as people would think.
Right.
But I'm not, you know, I haven't seen the movie, so none of us have, but I'm very curious because I love when people are really divided on things like that.
I think the first one just had such a like people said, don't watch this. This is bad, you know, and that makes people want to watch it. I feel like this one's going to be Joker. DC fans are going to come out of the woodwork to be like, this is not a Joker film. And maybe that's the problem from that. Maybe like it's good as a film, but not as a Joker masquerade. Like, you know,
that's the only thing too, though. We have to remember that the first film, a lot of the bad reviews that brought that score down were literally people who were making it a political thing in their review and not necessarily reviewing the movie itself. Because I remember there were reviews that were like, oh, this movie is going to cater to like the white male fan. It's like there was like reviews like that. And it's like, you're not reviewing the movie at that point. At that point, you have a completely different agenda. And now it's like, oh, we have to talk about this other thing. And I think that if it wasn't like that, I think you would have had much higher scores.
I agree. I think this is hilarious. Also, Venom worldwide 6 billion people have
6 billion. 6 billion would be I mean, if Venom the Last Dance makes 6 billion, I will get a Miss Marvel tattoo right here.
I do not understand how, if you do not have any type of contractual situations with Disney, why you couldn't just get Andrew Garfield for Craven, for Madam Web, for Venom. I do not understand why you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
We'll still have to see the second Beetlejuice, but we watched the first one to get back in that world. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, that's great. That's excellent.
Hunter says hot take, Joker 2 should lean in hard to political side like Joker 1 did. At least I felt like it did.
I think the second one should have become something like really, but it's not going to be that.
No, not at all, unfortunately. I still think Civil War should have come out now.
Yeah, I think they wasted opportunity.
You know, man.
If you're going to do it.
But you got to film in Joker where you didn't even need the Batman. It worked as Joker. Whereas like Venom and Craven and some of these others, it's like you need Spider-Man in there. Right. And so how they kind of, and again, that's the hope. Nerdy Phil Girl said it. We haven't seen it. But man, if it's true that they didn't use Lady Gaga up to her full potential for something that's supposed to be a musical, now you have to really start asking some questions.
Yeah, there's a rumor that I'll tell the chat that there were a lot of photos leaked initially from the shoot, and there's like these iconic like Lady Gaga doing the same dancing on the stairs that Joaquin did in the first one, and there's a rumor that that didn't make it to the movie, which is so weird to me. It's like, did they just decide to cut her out to not overshadow him? But it's like they're advertising them as equals almost.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one, man. I don't know.
Very strange. Neither here nor there. I want to thank both of you guys so much for joining me today. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Oh no, I'm not trying to share my screen. I'm trying to get out of, here we go. Trying to get this out of here. This was a blast. If you guys haven't already, I'm sure you all are subscribed to both the Bonebridger and John Automates. Check them out. Their links for their channels are in the description down below. And I'll see you guys Wednesday night for John. You're doing your live stream?
Yep.
Perfect. And then
yeah.
And then ISO Cubes on Friday. Is there anything else coming out that you guys want to promote?
The only thing I'm working on is maybe a Slow Horses review. I love this show, but I know a lot of people don't watch it. So maybe I've got to spend like an unnecessary amount of time talking about Gary Oldman's hair in Slow Horses.
I am doing a marketing moments video, and I will have more information about that come tomorrow.
Well, very fun. I'm excited to hear all about that. Thanks again, everyone, and we will see you guys very soon.